This is 5 on your side at noon. Focused on you.
Developing at noon, recovery efforts continue for the 6 construction workers who fell from the collapsed Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. They are now presumed dead. Thanks for being here at noon. I'm Kay Quinn. Also new today, crews found an important element that could tell them why the cargo ship lost control before hitting a bridge pillar, causing yesterday's disaster. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest details from Baltimore.
There are still so many questions about how this tragedy could have happened, and the head of the National Transportation Safety Board tells NBC News there is now one key clue that has been recovered. The black box, essentially from on board of that massive cargo ship, is now in the hands of NTSB investigators. It should contain a lot of information about what was going on with the ship when it lost power, lost propulsion, and was unable to steer away from that support pillar on the Francis Scott Key Bridge, colliding with it and sending the bridge tumbling down. We have learned that there was a mayday call that went out from the ship that allowed first responders on the scene to shut down the Key Bridge on either end so that there were no cars that were passing over. But there was that construction crew, road workers that were out there working on the surface of the road. 2 of the 8 construction workers that initially plunged into the water were rescued. But we've now learned that it is no longer a search and rescue effort. It's now a recovery mission for the remaining 6 people who have yet to be found. Maryland's Governor Wes Moore spoke to their family members, said that they are loved fathers, sons, brothers, and here's what he promised to their families.
Now that we've transitioned to the recovery phase, my promise to them is this: I will devote every single resource to making sure that you receive closure.
Officials believe it will take years to rebuild the Key Bridge. President Biden is promising the federal government will pay for it all. But in the meantime, there are going to be a lot of disruptions to transportation and to commerce. The very busy port of Baltimore is completely shut down, and there is no timeline for when it could reopen. In Baltimore, Alice Barr, NBC News.
The company that operates and manages the ship that hit the pillar says 2 port pilots were at the helm at the time of the crash, and all 22 crew members on board are accounted for. Meanwhile, the U.S. Coast Guard is examining damaged shipping containers. It says some of them contain potentially hazardous materials. We'll continue to follow this story on air on KSDK.com and on the 5 on Your Side app. Well, the rain is gone, but the cold temperatures remain. Let's take a live look at conditions at the Missouri Botanical Garden. Sunny and cool this noon hour. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell here for Jim today with the Weather First forecast.
And we are expecting some warmer weather to return to the bi-state area as time rolls on, but we have one more really chilly morning to get through, and that'll be tomorrow morning, potentially with some frost around the St. Louis area. Here's a look out into St. Charles. We saw those clouds rolling out this morning and the sunshine returning. Even so, temperatures remained in the upper 20s and low 30s west of St. Louis and in the low to mid 30s farther to the east. Things are budding out there as you look over into Madison County in Illinois and Edwardsville. The low temperature in Edwardsville this morning, right around 30 degrees, 33 at the Science Center, 30 degrees in Chesterfield, as well as St. Paul and Wentzville. It was down to 29 out in Warrenton. We did find those temperatures in the upper 20s, mostly over our far western counties, so a hard freeze for a few folks this morning. Tomorrow morning, under mainly clear skies, we expect to see temperatures that will be topping out in the 60s tomorrow afternoon, but not after we see a little frost. We got to get through that frosty start perhaps early tomorrow. It'll be much brighter for the rest of the day. That frost is possible early tomorrow. Then the warm-up will start and carry on right into the Easter weekend.
All right, thank you, Scott. One eastbound lane on Interstate 44 is just now reopening, almost 6 hours after this deadly crash near Sullivan, Missouri. We're going to take a live look at the backup on the interstate as crews continue to clear that scene. The Missouri Highway Patrol says the driver of a semi-truck going westbound crossed into the eastbound lanes and hit the car head-on. You can see it caused a massive fire. The driver of the car died. Emergency crews immediately shut down the eastbound lanes. No word yet about why the driver of the truck crossed the median. We now know the name of the man shot by a homeowner in Collinsville. Police say the homeowner shot Jonathan Gagan at a home on St. Louis Road after giving several warnings for him to leave. They say when Gagan started to open the storm door, the homeowner opened fire. Gagan died. The homeowner is cooperating with police. The Madison County Sheriff's Office is investigating because a family member of the homeowner is a part-time Collinsville police employee. St. Louis officials taking action on a decaying fixture on the city's skyline. The process to declare the vacant Millennium Hotel as blighted is moving forward. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski shows us what's next.
The 28-story Millennium Hotel was once a glamorous place filled with weddings and high-profile events like the baseball writers' dinner, but now it looks like this, crumbling from the inside out.
It is truly a shame that it has sat there vacant for as long as it has, and it's really fallen into disrepair and decay, and that is just unacceptable.
On Tuesday, the Land Clearance for Redevelopment Authority briefly talked about a measure that would declare the 3-block area blighted and create a new path for developers and even eminent domain, but they won't vote on it until next month. Alderwoman Kara Spencer says if that vote is successful, a redevelopment package will land on her desk and be sent to the Board of Aldermen.
What we're looking to do is to find a development partner to develop a plan to revitalize that, whether that looks like rebuilding or just rehabbing. You know, I mean, that's really a conversation that we need to have with a serious investment partner. The city is not really in a position right now to do that work without having a partner that can really execute on the private side of things.
Blight can be declared for a variety of reasons, including age and physical deterioration.
I've seen properties in much better shape be determined to be blighted than this one.
Gary Andrews with H&H Consulting has been fielding redevelopment requests to the owner in Singapore for 10 years, and he has no desire to sell or do anything with the property.
He's very, very much an absentee owner. Obviously pays his taxes to keep it in good graces. I would not be surprised if he fought the blighting of the property.
Spencer says so far the owner has not come to the table, and she has a message for absent property owners.
We've had enough, and we're going to take action.
That was Laura Barczewski reporting. Andrews says both rehabilitation and demolition would be costly because of the proximity to the arch and asbestos inside the building. So whoever decides to take this on would need to put something in its place that will survive. The St. Louis County government would have to relocate if the Lawrence K. Roos government building isn't updated. The county faces a 2028 deadline to repair or replace the aging building in Clayton. It's one of the biggest issues. It's the building that doesn't have fire suppression sprinklers, despite the city requirement. County Executive Dr. Sam Page sent a letter to the council saying it's just too late to meet that deadline. He's requesting $1.4 million to find a lease space as a short-term solution. From now on, March 26th will be Firefighters Day in Missouri. Governor Mike Parsons signed the proclamation yesterday in Jefferson City to honor the state's 20,000 career and volunteer responders. Firefighters from across the state crowded into the rotunda of the state capitol yesterday to take part in Parsons' recognition. Expect to pay more for items sold at Dollar Tree. Why wealthier people are forcing the retailer to raise prices. How about some fries with your donuts, the fast food partnership that has everyone looking forward to breakfast?